We're back again. We're live, 12th Man's here, and it's another Arsenal roundabout. If you didn't check out last night's show, please make sure you did. And if you have not checked out the show that me and the legend Ashley Waters did earlier, then please make sure you check that out as well. Absolute legend for showing some time with him. Great to speak to him, and a little couple of bit of spoilers really about what he's up to in the next coming months. So make sure you go check that one out as well. Big up to everyone that's here. We've got Jez in the house. How are you, Jez?
I'm very well, thank you, Dan. As always, good to be on with this show with you. Thanks for inviting me, Egal and Stricto. Never been on a channel with you before, mate, so it's a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, there we go. Big up, man. Stricto back in the house. What are you telling me?
Yeah, man. Good, man. I'm here, man. Happy. Good,
man. I love to hear that, man. And we got Egal as well, bruv. How you doing, bro? On your channel earlier. Myself, you and D. Good show. Go check it out, people. And we got Egal back on the channel, man. What are you saying?
Hey, I'm good. We got a lead on where we were last international break. And you know what? Just because of the result against Sunderland, it kind of dampened the mood. But I'm still very positive going into the international break. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, people, make sure you hit like and subscribe and you're following every single one of these guys. You'll see their YouTube and social media handles there. So just make sure you're following every single one of these guys. They're putting out unbelievable content every single day. So go show them some love. Make sure you also show love to the sponsors. We've got OK Jerseys, £15 a jersey with the code 12man. You'll get 8% off as well. You can put anybody on the back that you like. Egal is repping one right now. If you want to go retro, then you can do. If you want to go for this year's kit, or if you want to go for the selection that Stricto's got on the back of his screensaver, then you can do that as well, man. So go show some love to them. Links in the description. Make sure you use that code. And in the live chat and description, you've got Match Bingo. The code POTS can be used to get a discount on that. Make sure you've downloaded it. I know most of you are playing it. The international break is a good time to play Match Bingo. A lot of people win on international break, so make sure that you do that. If you are interested in the football, or if you aren't interested in the football, then at least the bingo might be a way that you can win some money. So go and enjoy Match Bingo and big up to them. Show them some love. Let's start with you, Jez, because you actually said that we were going to draw this game. I remember when we spoke last time, we did predictions. You thought it would be 1-1. And you said, or maybe I think you might have even said 0-0. And it was at Sunderland. What do you make of that weekend now? Because we've dropped points. Manchester City have clawed back. They're still 4 points away from us. But they were very, very impressive against Liverpool. Just wanted to get your thoughts on where you stand right now after this weekend just gone.
Well, let's be honest, it was a disappointment. Yeah, I did call it a draw. I actually did say 0-0. Yeah. I think, I did say, yeah, Ryan, it's my fault. The fact that Sunderland's a difficult ground to go. I mean, in the past history, Arsenal, I mean, it's years ago that we went there. We didn't do very well. So I just thought, seeing their home form this season, they haven't lost at home yet. So for Arsenal to go there, knowing that sometimes going up north, we ain't that good. We've been caught out way too many times at Newcastle. All right, this year we got a result, and I'm happy about that. But the thing is, I had my doubts. I'll tell you, I had my doubts. Is the fact that I didn't think he'd set it up right for us to actually get that result, and that's why I said it's going to be a 0-0. All right, it wasn't a 0-0; it was a 2-2. But we were 2-1 up. We were 2-1 up. Not long to go in a game. One substitution, which to my mind made us a weaker team. It put us on the back foot, and I sat there watching that. I thought, oh my days, this could end up now. They're going to come on us and score. And sadly, I was correct, because we could have walked out there and nicked it 2-1, but unfortunately we didn't. So it's not a dead finish, but at the end of the day, it's put us on a back foot here. Man City is finding that little bit of form that they always seem to manage to do, and that concerns me, because next game we got Tottenham at home, right? We know what happens with North London derbies. It can go either way. Tottenham right now, not that great. but I have got concerns. We've still got players out, and am I convinced about Marino? Not really. But Zupimendi, what was he doing in both them goals? Looked a mess to me. But we'll find out, boys. We'll find out.
Yeah, we will. Stricto this weekend, it kind of put a bit of a dampener, as Igal said, but we are actually further forward than we were in the last international break. We're 4 points clear of Manchester City, 6 ahead of Chelsea and 8 ahead of Liverpool. Would you have taken that, bruv, if I told you at the start of the season we get to November and that's the position we'd be in? Or do you still feel disappointed that it should be 6 points after a draw into Sunderland?
At the end of the day, bro, the aim is to get as many points away from them. We had 6 points away from them, which essentially is 2 games, right?
Yeah.
And then we dropped 2 points. And because our position's been so good, it's still 2 games. If you want to look at it that way, they need to be good for 2 games, and we need to be bad for 2 games for them to overtake. So yeah, I was disappointed in many things, like in the manner we conceded the goal, considering that we're usually so strong defensively and like we don't concede 2 goals, and you know it was an anomaly, so to speak. But I think everyone's concerned. But I just want to remind people, I think usually if you think about being in front of Man City have always had that whole game in hand over us, where they might be 4 points behind, but there's a game in hand. They've got a game in hand. And in this case, it's not the case. They literally have to be perfect. They literally have to be perfect to move on. And we know City can be perfect, but am I convinced with City this season? Not so much. City in previous seasons, when they've got De Bruyne, they've got Foden, Foden purring, they're defensively very strong, their midfield is stable. I don't see that with City. I actually feel City are very beatable. You can look at City's next 6 games and you can pick bones out of those games and say, yeah, they might choke on this bone here. Like, no diddy. But is how they are this season. You know, I do think we have the stronger squad this season. What they do have over us is experience of getting over the line. But I think it's a lot different this season in the sense that they don't have that game in hand that they usually always had over us. And I think that's a point to put out there.
I think it's a good point to put out there, Gal. There's a lot of people saying that this is showing that Arsenal are going to bottle it. This is showing that Arteta doesn't have the mentality. And this is showing worrying signs of the last couple of seasons where we've failed to deliver. Do you think that's harsh?
I don't think people realize this is not the same Arsenal. It's not the same Arsenal team that had so many holes in the squad. It's not the same Arsenal team that had limited attackers. We have had injury problems from day one since the beginning of the season. Arsenal teams from the previous years, from day one, would have already had way more hiccups than now. In the grand scheme of things, we've dropped points in 3 games. Man City have 3 defeats already this season. Forget about draws. So in that aspect, shouldn't they be looking at themselves also? I'm quite confident, to be fair. I'm not too disappointed, but I'm not too disappointed by the performance. I get it. These games kind of happen. We need to kick on. But right now, we got 6 players coming back from injury. And in the grand scheme of things, for us to go one draw out of 11 games, it's not bad.
When you say it's a different Arsenal, are you talking just about the squad depth, or do you think it's different in terms of mentality?
Both. The players know what it's like to be in this situation, and they're not getting too high, they're not getting too low. When Bukayo Saka comes out after the game and he's speaking to people, and they're like, "Oh, are you still favorites?" He's like, "The weather. You guys change your mind like the weather. At this moment in time, we just know as a collective what the goal is, and we know we're not winning anything now. We're gonna win it in May." So these players seem grounded. They know not to get too high, not to get too low. They probably been excited before early in the season, and it's affected them at times. Right now, I don't think that's what's affecting us. I think it just got to a point where we faced the team and we dropped the ball, and it literally landed in the guy's foot and it went into the back of the net. That's pretty much it. I'm not going to sit here and write conclusions to it. If you want to say City look good, that's a different conversation. But even them, they're not the same Manchester City. I could sit here and name numerous reasons why Arsenal will win the league without having to mention Man City. Man City have to mention Arsenal in order for them to win the league.
Look, I think it's interesting debate about this Arsenal side being similar or different. I actually do slightly agree in terms of the squad depth. I think last season before, having 5 or 6 attackers out, it'd be a mess. We'd be playing Raheem Sterling, we'd be playing Fabio Vieira, Reece Nelson would be starting, we'd be having some problems, be bringing on people from the bench that nobody wants, right? But when I get to the stage of who we have actually got, Saka and Trossard are really the only 2 attackers right now. And you wouldn't know that because Arsenal's results aren't proving that they can't win games because they've got nothing up top. Now, I do think the attack needs to improve, and I do think it will, of course, when the players come back. But I think it's definitely something that needs to be spoken about. Big up, Realist Gunnar, Dan, legend, mate. Thank you so much for joining, man. We've got Positive Dan coming on as well. He's just putting the kids to bed, man. But thank you so much. Big up to you for joining, bro. How you doing?
I appreciate my bro. All good, man. Just chilling. Dan should be here in a couple of minutes as well. Big up everyone on the panel. And yeah, I appreciate you having me on, Dan, man.
Nah, come on, bruv. Come on, man. It's a pleasure to have you, mate. And what do you make of the reaction from this weekend? Do you think some people have gone over the top with it a little bit in terms of us bottling stuff, or do you think that it's fair to have question marks over the mentality of Arsenal still?
A lot of people have gone over the top, but it's definitely fair to have question marks over Arsenal. Main reason being is we haven't got over the line yet. So there's always going to be question marks until we get over the line and we show that we're ready and we've got the mentality to do that. So I can understand people questioning it. In terms of losing your head, crashing out, there's no need for that. But I'll be honest with you, I was disappointed with that draw. Once again, it was Liverpool playing Man City, and it was a perfect opportunity for us to get 3 points, put some pressure on both teams, and we dropped the 2 points, man. So very, very disappointed. The manner that we conceded the goals as well wasn't good. We've looked great all season defensively, so to see those 2 goals go in the way they went in as well, very disappointing. I just feel, me personally, I feel like the game could have been managed better. I don't think we should have been waiting till 88 minutes to make a substitution, especially when we're talking about fatigue and tired legs. I was with Egal on the football terrace. I initially said Wanyeri. That was one sub that could have been made. But then again, you could have freshened up the midfield. Don't go like there wasn't no one on there. We had Norgard that could have come on. We had Lewis-Skelly that was in there as well. So I feel like we could have freshened it up. I had no problems with the sub at 88 minutes or whenever it was to bring on Mosquera and get defensive. I've got nothing to say about that. I just believe we could have brought on someone sooner. When it got to the late stages of the game, Arteta also put Marino back into midfield rather than leaving up top. There was no outlet. The ball was just getting recycled straight into Xhaka, and he was just lobbing it straight back into the box. And eventually we cracked, man. And the thing is, for me as well, Dan, is that last season we dropped 21 points from winning positions last season and 14 draws. So there was a bit of PTSD there, but it's too early to be losing your head. But on the flip side, it's too early to be getting carried away like a lot of fans have been getting. Yes, we're going to win the league. We're going to win the league. It's too early to get carried away. Am I concerned about Man City? I'm a bit, because they've been there, they've done it, and they're looking fluid right now, man. That's where I'm at. Of course.
Look, I think it's fair to be cautious of Manchester City. I don't think that the shark emojis need to come out. They were already out. They should have been, because they were circling and they're trying to catch the leaders, which was us, right? So I don't look at it now and think, well, there we go. The Sharks are out now. Arsenal have true. I think the Sharks are already out, man. Let's just say it how it is. But I do think Manchester City are an outfit that can scare teams. I don't think they're the same Manchester City of old. And I don't think it's the same Arsenal team of old, as I've mentioned with the squad depth. So I do think it will be different this season. Right now, the talk of the title, I think, if I'm honest, we've got to get to sort of January, February before we start realistically seeing who is and who isn't part of this race. Because right now, Bournemouth can still win the league. Do you know what I mean? So we've got to be realistic about it, in my opinion. So I think you've got to get to a stage where you can actually get, January out the way and then start to look towards that window and see what people do there and then go for the title chat then. But certainly for me, there's an opportunity for us to be in a very, very good position right now. Positive Dan, welcome, my bro. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, man. Thanks for having me on, Dan. Sorry I was a little bit late, mate.
Nah, don't be silly, man. Family comes first, man, without a doubt. Look, let's quickly move on to these Miles Lewis-Skelly links, Dan. I'll start with you, bruv, seeing as you've just hopped on. There's links, apparently. Gal was actually the person today who spoke to me about it. I thought it was a load of nonsense, but we'll discuss it and see where we're at. He's obviously not been picked for England at the left-back scenario. Thomas Tuchel said that Miles Lewis-Skelly needs to be playing football, and I think that's fair. I think that is fair, right? The first thing I'll say. But there's been links with Chelsea, Manchester United, apparently Everton and West Ham are interested. Manchester United are a side that's come in to the mix as wanting him. What do you make of this, Dan? Do you think this is nonsense, or do you think there might be something in this?
Well, for sure, I think teams are gonna look at it, the scenario, and they're gonna think, well, is there a possibility of getting him? And I mean, if you would have said this last year when he was having his breakthrough season, in particularly the game against Manchester City, where he scores and has his England debut, scores as well. I'm not sure if it was his debut, but he scored for England. I would have said no way. But now that we've got Calafiori and Hincapié, I'm not sure if he's going to be playing Hincapié as a left centre back, or he has brought him on at left back. He did start in that game. Was it against Prague? He started, and he didn't start Skelly in that game. He did start against Brighton. But for me, I don't see Arsenal letting him go unless it was like a mega offer. I see the same situation with Wanyeri happening and him signing a new deal. We could potentially play 60 odd games this year. And I think there will be a time. You know, Calafiori is quite not injury prone, but he does get injuries. So there will be, I have no doubt he's probably going to get injured at some point. And I think what it will come down to is then whether he plays Hincapié more as a centre back or if he plays him as a left back. Because if he's third choice, then listen, who wants to stay at a club if you're going to be third choice? Second choice, battling it out all day long. But if he's third choice, then I could see him possibly agitating for a move. But do I see him leaving next summer? No, I don't. I think it would, if he's going to go, it wouldn't be next summer. And I think his future's at Arsenal. I think he will end up playing enough games. The England thing is worrying because Tuchel has said that he needs to be playing. So that does worry me a bit because everyone wants to play for their country. It's the pinnacle of your career. But he is young. He is very young. So I think it would be a terrible loss if we were to lose him. A terrible, terrible loss. But I don't think he will go. I think he'll stay an Arsenal player.
What are you saying, Jez? Miles Lewis-Skelly, Calafiori's in favour at the moment. He's played well. He can play in midfield, though, Lewis-Skelly. He was there in the youth system, remember. But at the moment, he's the backup left back as well. Hincapié is there also. But do you worry for his future like at Arsenal and for, England now picking him? He wants to play every week. He might need to play regular football if he needs that to happen. What are you saying?
I think it'd be a great shame if we lose him. When he broke into the squad, I thought, hello, this is something different. Unfortunately, he's not getting the game time, Dan. And he's a young player. He's got ambition. He wants to break out into bigger football. If we lose him, I think it's a shame. But Calafiori has pretty much come in and done an excellent job, in my opinion. And it's going to be difficult for Skelly to break that. If you want to break into that now. Hincapié looks okay as well. I think it's always a great shame when we drag a player into the first team squad out of the academy, and then all of a sudden they get the promise, they get the game time, and then they don't get played. So you have to sit there and say, well, look, this guy wants to make a football career, right? If he wants to get in that England squad, he needs game time. He needs to be proven. So it's a difficult one, isn't it? It's like, do you say, no, don't go, mate, you've got a future at Arsenal? Or do you say, for the betterment of that player, probably better you move on? Go to Man United, go wherever. I don't like it. I rate the boy. And I'd rather him stay at Arsenal. But in fairness to the guy, if he wants to get that better situation, then sadly, sell him, get some money for him, and let him move on.
What are you saying, Igal? Is this just international breaking news, as someone says in the chat?
This is their opportunity to get Arsenal fans talking rival fans talking, everyone just talking. And you know why they're doing this? Is because Thomas Tuchel gave them the biggest alley-oop. If you guys know basketball, he threw it up there. He threw up the comments that, oh, he needs to get more minutes. He needs to get more minutes, he said. Well, if there's an injury, automatically he's going to get more minutes. Well, if he gets into the team and he starts playing well, he's going to get more minutes. There is a squad for a reason, and every time we seem to have some sort of squad depth. It's either people are saying players have to leave or they're not good enough and they have to be sold. But in my opinion, this is just the opposite. Instead of us saying the player needs to be sold, it's a player that we rate that other people are saying, you know what, maybe he could get game time elsewhere. I don't think him going to Everton, West Ham, Nottingham Forest does anything for him right now, especially being an Arsenal Academy boy, 18 years old. There's many different World Cups ahead. There's many Euros ahead. There's going to be many opportunities for him to play international football ahead. It's not do or die. He's not 28 trying to fight for the England team for the last time. Thomas Tuchel can apply as much pressure as he wants. The media can apply as much pressure as they want. But if you're good enough, you're going to play. And at this moment in time, he has an uphill battle versus Calafiori. That's it. They're just trying to create drama where they can create drama. We don't have too many problems at Arsenal. Seems like they're trying to manufacture one.
100%. I
agree with you.
I agree with you that Igal. Some of these things sometimes is like to destabilize the structure and the chemistry. Now, as fans, we saw what happened last season. It was the tail end of last season with all the injuries that we've had. Calafiori being one of them at some point in the season. And we know he's injury prone. So it's only a matter of time that, not that I want it to happen, that I want any player to get injured, but if we're going by his Arsenal record, at some point he will get injured. You know what I'm saying? But also if you look at Skelly, I think he's just become a victim of his height. Arsenal's back four. If you look at the game at United, the first game of the season, the team was huge. Like that back line was huge, bar Timber, you know, and we have a lot of advantages with the height in that team. Set pieces is one of our, our bread and butter right now, and the height goes a long way, and he's just become a victim of that. Of course, he's going to be pissed because he knows his World Cup year and, he wants to be in the team, he wants to be playing regularly, but it's a squad game, bro. It's a big season ahead. Some people aren't going to play. We'll have 6 players coming back. Not all of them are going to come into the team straight away. Some people are going to hold bench. And for me, Skelly is a good option to have off the bench, or even if he's starting. Like it's just about the depth, and not only the depth, bro. Everyone has depth, but not everyone has the quality that we have. Skelly came in last season. No one ever expected him. Nobody ever expected him to take on how he took it on in his first breakthrough season. And unfortunately for him, Arsenal doing things a bit more different this season. Like I mentioned, the physicality. He's not the tallest himself, but he's a unit himself, Skelly. He's a bulldog. But unfortunately for him, it's just the height. Calafiori gives that. And until there's an injury or maybe a game where he sees that Calafiori is probably struggling, he'll come in. Like how Arteta's doing this season, he's putting players in. He's rotating a lot. He's making sure everyone's fresh. He's making sure the load isn't too much and everyone's sharing the load. So for me, this is just international break business, man. Like, it's not something I would take serious. But then saying that, if it comes to selling Skelly, like I've told you like a million times, I am not sentimental, bro. Just make sure you're selling at the price that is going to profit us all round. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's just international news for now, as far as I'm concerned.
Dan, what I will say, though, I think he definitely goes to the World Cup, though. I can't see him not going to the World Cup. How many left backs do England have? Really?
It's
not
true.
Many.
Luke Shaw and
right now he picked Jed Spence and Rico Lewis or O'Reilly ahead of him.
Yeah, I don't see all of them going to the World Cup. I think I'm pretty confident he'll go to the World Cup. Whether he's starting or not, I think he'll definitely go.
I think it's fair.
I don't really care if he goes to a World Cup or not, personally. I think it's not do or die like that this World Cup.
No, of course not. He's 19 years old, so it's definitely not do or die. But I just think England are not blessed in that position. So I just think it'd be silly not to take him. Even if he's not going to be starting, you know, if they have an injury, he's perfect.
Would you loan him? I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't loan him. I think he's going to play. I think he's going to get games this season.
I
think
agree.
There's going to be. Look, to be honest, I thought he could have maybe even came on against Sunderland as well. But
what's
I think
an offer we can't refuse? If this is real, what's an offer we can't refuse?
It's a hard one, isn't it?
60, 80.
80, yeah.
60,
Yeah,
80.
I think minimum 60 million. Minimum.
The homegrown thing as well. That's another thing. You got to add another 10, 15 on that.
Yeah.
The potential as well, man. The potential of him.
I mean, international, scored at international level, like you'll get an English talent.
He could be a generational talent, this guy. The thing is, it's hard because
I'm
how
not
old is
hearing
Calafiori?
Man United Chelsea talk though.
Nah, but if it's any of them, they're going to have to break the record though. It's as simple as that.
If anyone, it would be Chelsea that would come in for him, wouldn't it? If he was going to go anywhere.
I need to hear a world transfer record being broken.
Look, you got Chelsea fans in the chat already getting excited. I told you about Waneri and Ethan. Listen, Arsenal have a kid who's 19 years old and has played over 50 games already, guys. Do you guys realize he's played 50 games already? 50 games for Arsenal at the age of 19.
If you had to sell one, Igaldo, or to anyone, if you had to sell one, I know Calafiori at this moment in time is performing very well, but obviously he's about 4 or 5 years older. If you had to sell one of them now, who would you sell? Or if you could only keep one of them?
I'd sell Calafiori because of the injuries.
Yeah,
that's what I'd do. And the potential of Lewis-Skelly.
Yeah,
I've got to be honest. I think Lewis-Skelly is actually going to be long term. A midfielder, if I'm honest. But sorry,
do you think
Dan.
He's going to do that though? No, just touch on that now. What you just said. Do you think he's going to do that? He's never really played in there. I think has he done it once this season? During a game, maybe. I don't know.
It's about his average positioning when he picks up the ball. He does pick up the ball in the midfield quite well.
See, I was asked this question, right? I put it as a question to the panel. Let's do it now. It's a nice segue. Because my answer to this question is Lewis-Skelly. Because I don't think Declan Rice is replaceable in this side. But he's the only player that has the legs and athleticism that can do that Rice role. Because Marino is a fridge. Let's just have it right. Yeah, he's not going to be able to do what Rice does in the midfield. He can't drive forward, etc. And I think if he was to get injured, or if you wanted to have to rotate him, Lewis-Skelly would be the one I'm putting in that position. I don't know what you think about that, Dan. I'm sorry, there's too many Dans. Really, Schooner, sorry.
I think that's a good shout. Whether or not Arteta would do that, I'm not sure because we haven't seen Lewis-Skelly there. But it's definitely a good shout in terms of his athleticism, getting up and down the pitch, because we haven't got no one else that we can go there. If we put Zubimendi in the 6 and then we've got Eze and Odegaard, that's attacking, ain't it? We haven't got really no one there now apart from Zubimendi who's going to get back, get up and down the pitch like Declan Rice. So definitely a good shout. Whether or not we'll see it, Dan, I don't think we will ever see that. I'll be honest with you. We haven't seen it yet. There's been opportunities for that to happen, like Dan said, against Sunderland, many other games where we could get to see what Lewis-Skelly, that's his original position as well. We haven't seen it. Yeah. So I'm not too sure.
Well, what I will say though is Declan Rice never gets injured.
Oh, you just fucking up, bro. You just fucking up.
Oh, what have you done?
I give him the stat, Dan. 287 games.
Yeah, oh, God. 200. Listen, if he played every game since his debut, yeah, if he played 38 games every game since his debut, he'd be on 304 games, and he's played 287. That shows how much that man gets injured. I'm not worried about it.
He don't normally go down long term if he does miss a couple of games.
Next
but
game,
let's hope
leg.
not, man. Jeez, imagine. He's had a couple of games out, but you're right, Danny. He's been pretty reliable for us. But
and if you haven't noticed, there's superstitious football fans on this panel right now.
Oh, go on. What does that mean, Go on.
The moment he said that, you guys all jumped on him. Are you guys all superstitious? Like, what's going on?
Bruv,
No, but it's just,
I've been
you know,
around
like
long
when
enough.
it's like, we won't lose this game or we won't do, you know, it's like you can jinx stuff, right? So I'm not saying Danny's a jinx, but I'm just saying that when you say something like that bold, you're like, oh, you just know Declan Rice 6 weeks out of a hammy next or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
The statistics are a fact.
No,
Yeah, no, they are. I'm not saying he's not wrong. I'm not saying the
There,
stat
there are players in our team that are Teflon and they continue to play no matter what. So fair play to some of those guys. And there are some guys in our team that are as you British people call Weetabix. They fall apart all the time. So luckily for
right off as well, Igal, because when Thomas Partey came to us, he never had no injuries. He came to us, he become injury prone. So I'm not saying nothing's going to happen to Declan Rice. I don't think it will, but let's not write it off, man. God forbid that.
One thing I'll say about Thomas Partey, when it's time to get your money, he got himself ready.
Mm.
The best players, the best players play every game. The best players. You look at the best two of all time, Ronaldo and Messi. They play every single game and every single minute, and that's what makes them the best. That's what puts because they've done it for 15 years.
That's what people make fun of Neymar for. Missing games.
Exactly. Missing games. And that's part of it. That is part of the package. And if you can play every single game, when Arsenal were buying Declan Rice, they guaranteed that was one big factor they looked at. The guy's always available. How many players have we had over the years that were injury prone? Jack Wilshere, Ramsey, Diaby. So many players that we had that were so good and had so much potential. Cazorla would have been an absolute legend if he was playing every single game. And I think with Declan Rice, Resistly, another one. Yeah. So, I'm not too worried about Declan Rice, but look, he's probably our most important player. So let's hope he does stay fit.
Oh, he definitely is the most important player. Jez, let me ask you this question then. If he goes down or Declan Rice needs to be rotated, who would you bring in with Zubimendi and Odegaard or Eze? Who are you going to play in that kind of Declan Rice role, do you think?
Well, you just said it yourself. Miles Lewis-Skelly. He fits, that's his natural position. That's where he came from the academy. The fact we slotted him to left back is because we had to at the time. That is not his natural position. It's midfield. So he's the natural choice. I mean, God, if we lost Rice, dear, oh dear, oh dear, we'd be in a bit of a predicament there. So let's hope that he never does get injured. But it does happen, unfortunately. Everybody's, these people are human beings. Things go wrong. God knows what can happen. But no, if you're talking to me about Zubimendi and Odegaard, not a cat and else chance.
You know something?
Eze hasn't stepped up to the mark. I said this the other day to Lee on Lee's show, right? Eze has left the door wide open here for Odegaard to step straight back into the team. And I'll be honest, I was one of the first people that said I like Eze, and that was over a year ago, right? And when we lost Havertz, I actually said on Lee's show, we'll go straight back in tomorrow for Eze. And we bought him. Good. Fantastic. But I'm sorry, no. Odegaard for me he slows the game down. It's sideways, backwards, sideways. Every now and again, he'll make that one little pass, but it's not frequent enough for me. You need somebody with much more drive, which we've got with Rice. Yeah, Eze hasn't delivered that, sadly. But Skelly, yes, he's proven he can do that. And he can slot the odd goal here and there. So for me, that's the obvious choice.
Fair play, man. Fair play. Sorry, Gal, you were going to come in on that point. Or was you not?
I don't think you're necessarily going to like all the answers to these questions, because the reality is there's no direct replacement, in my opinion, for Declan Rice in this team, obviously. So then what if in certain games we go super attacking, we go with Zubimendi, Rice, Zubimendi, Odegaard, and Eze. And then in other games we can go a little bit more defensive and have a Norgard, Zubimendi, and what do you call it, Eze or Odegaard? Doesn't matter. But one thing you guys are not factoring out: Havertz comes back into this team. He's going to play. He's going to play, and there's another place where he can play. He can play in the midfield. There's going to be times where he's going to get experimented.
You can't though, Gal. That's the problem.
No, hear me out. One of our most explosive games last season was Crystal Palace, where we beat them 5-1. And in that game, we had Havertz in the midfield, Odegaard in the midfield, and the front three was Jesus, Martinelli, and Bukayo Saka. Unfortunately, in that game, Saka got injured, but I am saying there is a possibility you might see a Havertz in this midfield playing that role, running up and down, doing what Xhaka was doing in that left 8 role. Where
we tried that, and it was awful.
You know why, though, at times? Because maybe we didn't have the right ball-playing midfielder. Maybe we didn't have the player who could actually spread the passes and cover the ground.
So what? You've got now Zubimendi. Zubimendi's that guy that's going to unlock Havertz in midfield.
That's my point. We have as much as we don't like it as a fan base. One thing we can say, there has been some good performances from him in that midfield. And
I don't know many. Can you remember many?
Arteta gets criticism for not experimenting, but I do think he will experiment with Havertz in the midfield, in the 10, and probably even at times in the left 8, and most likely as a backup striker predominantly in this team. But
the fact that Havertz was bought to replace Xhaka, when he ended up being a striker, tells you everything you need to know. He's not good enough to be playing this.
I agree.
You know something? That guy who you consider not good enough had us 1 kick away from winning the league.
Where was he playing though? Up top?
Striker, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He's not.
Yeah, but do we think he was just brought in for that, or was he brought in as a player that could play in multiple positions? Because he was playing up front for Chelsea when we bought him. All right, he started in midfield and then he went up front. So I don't think when Arsenal buy a player, they buy him to play in one specific position.
By the way, Havertz is not a first choice striker. He's second choice. He's not a first choice midfielder. He's like 5th option. So why is he? Or
stop right there then. Why do we pay 65 million and put him on 280 a week then if we ain't really got a position for him and he's a backup in all positions? It's a bad signing, isn't it? Just accept it's a bad signing.
No. Nothing wrong with being ruthless and getting better players to replace what you currently have.
So you agree that we needed better than him then?
That's why we got Gyökeres.
But now you want to put him back in midfield, you just said.
No, I didn't say he's a first choice, Dan. I said in the case of an injury, we're speaking about potential solutions.
He shouldn't be second or third choice in midfield. Sorry, Jess, go on.
Okay, no, I didn't realize we're going to wind ourselves up over bench options.
No, it's not that. I'm just looking. I can't believe you want him back in midfield when Havertz failed in there.
We're having a conversation about potential solutions, and I do think this might be an option. I'm not saying it's the guaranteed first choice option. I think it's you look down the list of options. It's going to be one of the list of options.
I don't want to be seeing Havertz back in midfield. I've got
Bro,
to be honest.
if you have several different pairs of suits, shirts, and ties, there might be a brown suit that doesn't suit that you don't necessarily wear as often. But guess what? That suit will still go with certain shirts.
Dan, do you not think that he could have played a big part of in our season though? Are you not
as a backup 9, Dan? Yeah, but not in the midfield, bruv. I don't want him in the midfield. I see this guy literally. It was like a fish up a tree, as they say, mate. You know what I mean? In midfield, Havertz. It was just nothing through it. Weren't working. I know, like Jez was going to come in, so I want to bring him in. What do you think to Havertz coming back in the midfield there, Jez? Potentially, I wouldn't want to see that. Would you?
Absolutely not. I mean, let's put it right. Yeah. When Arteta bought him, right, he said, "I don't know where to play him." That's his statement. He stuck him in midfield. The midfield was abysmal, right? He stuck him up top, scored a few goals, but I'm sorry, for 65 million odd quid, he has not proved he's worth it. He's getting, 280 bags a week, right? Sadly, he's injured. No, he's not good enough. Sorry, for a player you're paying that sort of money a week, not slotting the goals in, he's abysmal in midfield. Well, another one who slows the game down. So, no, not for me, mate. Absolutely no chance. We do not need him anywhere near that midfield. Because when we have got the midfield working, which we have had this season, right? Yeah, it's been some very nice football. But, sorry, no, there's 2 players there that are the weak link, and that is Havertz and Ødegaard. Not for me.
I don't think he's been a terrible signing, though. The year we've got 89 points, the most wins, most goals scored in Arsenal's history. He played in the first half of the season in midfield, didn't quite work, played up front. He got 13 goals that year, playing half the season up front.
Right, what did we win?
Yeah, I know we didn't win anything, but I'm saying
There you go.
I don't think it's been a terrible signing. I don't think it's been terrible. It's not
He
been
hasn't ripped up
brilliant.
trees, though, Dan, has he?
No, he's not ripped up trees.
He didn't at Chelsea either, did he?
No, he didn't.
No,
But
there
he
you
did
go.
win. He did win in the Champions League, though.
Well, he scored a goal. Fantastic. Won them a trophy. He hasn't won anything at Arsenal. How long has he been
I
there
think
now?
the money and the wage you put on him, it hasn't been good enough. As you know, Dan, innit? That was one of my biggest things, Havertz, innit?
Well,
That-
look, let me show them the context. Dan hates Havertz, and what he says is this, it was a sackable offence. That's what Dan says. If anyone don't know, me and Dan, we run our show together. I'm positive Dan, he's negative Dan. Anyway, he says that's what he says. Sackable offence. But now he wants Havertz back in the team. He wants him starting over Gyökeres, don't
I
you?
want to see what he can do up top, because for me, Gyökeres hasn't blown me away. So it'd be good to see after him coming back. I think when he came back and he had all that muscle on him, I thought, okay, let's see what you can do now, Havertz. So yeah, I can't lie, it'll be good to see him come back and see what he can do up top. Will he be underwhelming? We don't know, but he might score a few goals. And I feel like if he was starting at the start of the season in front of Gyökeres, he would have more goals than Gyökeres right now. Just saying that. Am I saying that he's good enough? I still don't think he's good enough, but he can do a job.
Okay, well, look, I think he can. If I'm honest, I think he's a squad player. But I don't really see him as a backup midfielder. That's all my thing is. I think if we wanted to go 4-4-2 old school and play him up front with someone or whatever it be, I think he's literally a 9 and just off the striker. I don't think he's anything deeper than that, in my opinion. Before I bring Yardman in, Stricto, what are you telling me about this Havertz coming back, man?
Yeah, I think I pretty much agree with you. I don't think he's a midfielder. He's shown us many times. If you look at the midfield role, it's one of two things, or even one of three things. A, defending. You're defending. You can put your tackles in, recover the ball, and then the other parts are like being creative and being able to recycle, hold the ball. And I'm sorry, that is none of the things Havertz can do. I haven't seen him do that. I haven't seen Havertz is so safe. He's so safe. You give him the ball, he'll give it back to you. He won't create or make anything happen at that point. But one thing he is good at is sometimes at the end of a move, he will finish or at least cause some sort of havoc. Do you know what I'm saying? But to put him in midfield, especially if you're trying to win the league, and the midfield is such a pivotal part for any Premier League team, because it sets the tone for your defending and it sets the tone for your attacking. And he's just not a midfielder. I've looked at him so many times in midfield, and each time I've been confused to what he brings in there. So yeah, for me, man, Havertz more of a 9, bro. To be honest, I definitely agree with you there. If you want to go old school, like you said, the 4-4-2, it can be the first or the second striker or whatever, or he can be sort of like in between the 10 and the 9, and just sort of like hold the ball, try to link up or whatever, or just move defenders about. But anything outside of that, bro, he hasn't convinced me.
No, same. I'm exactly the same, bruv, to be honest. Super chat comes in from Tony Claude. Hope you're well, my bro. Have to get you on here soon. Absolutely. Big ups, Dan. Big up, Jez. My brother, Egal. Great show. Big up to you, man. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, and you're following every single one of these guys. Yardman, big up, bro. Thank you so much for joining. We've got some players coming back after this international break. We've been discussing it. Ødegaard, Havertz, Matt Weke, potentially Jesus soon because he's back in training, or might like be a little bit longer. Martinelli and Gyökeres. What's going to happen with these players? Are we going to be looking at them forcing their way into the first team, or are they majority going to be squad players? How do you see him working this, Arteta, Yardman?
The only one I see out of that possibly could force their way back in. Well, Ødegaard is the captain, so he's not back in. He's not back yet. So that's it. Kai Havertz, you know that he's Mikel Arteta's favorite. 65
you got
million.
headphones, Yardman. Your audio is really bad, man. Can anyone else? Is that just me?
A bit muffled.
All right.
1 sec, man. Try again, because your
Spend the money, bro. Spend the money, bro. Buy proper shit, bro. Spend the money, bro. Spend the money.
Try again. Try again, bro.
All right. It's not lucky now. Come on, man.
All I
Send
can
the
hear is
money.
mad
Man.
echo.
Send the money,
I
man.
don't do that.
Hey, this guy's up, you know. Yard man's up, you know. He's got money, but he's on. I don't know what you're on, bro.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah. As I said, as you know, Kyle Havertz is Mikel Arteta's favorite. So I did say from the beginning when he get fit, I'm fearful what Gyökeres, the game time that Gyökeres is gonna actually get, and it's gonna be very, very minimal. He's gonna get. Yes, I'm gonna take him time bringing him back, but you know that eventually come January, if he's fit up until January, it's gonna be our number 9, our starter number for our number 9 gonna start. Yeah, that's Kai Havertz. Jesus, I don't see him getting any game. Maybe in a Carabao Cup, possibly FA Cup. I don't see him have a place at Arsenal. When this guy's injured, this guy is out for nearly a century, and to get up back and running is gonna take another decade for him to up back and running. You understand? I haven't played for over a year and a half now. So, boy, I can't see him coming back anyway. Maybe the odds 5 minutes, if that much. Madueke, wow. Trossard is playing good. We know that Mikel Arteta want to play him on the left. So that's one of them where it's up in the air. Maybe some game him go with Trossard. We see when it comes to the likes of Martinelli and Trossard, they swap position from last season. Last season it was Martinelli who start, Trossard coming off the bench. And then this season we see Trossard who's the one get the nod to start over Martinelli, Madueke. Like I said, I believe Mikel Arteta spent that 52 plus million on Madueke not to keep him on the bench. So I possibly believe January, when the team is set and they're looking full straight ahead of them, just make this run. I believe the team gonna be David Raya, Timber, Gabriel, Saliba, Calafuri, if he's fit. I'm surprised he stayed fit for so long. I'm really surprised of Calafuri. I have to say well done to him, because this is the longest we have Calafuri playing without an injury. You understand? And I know that Skelly must be on the bench. Can't wait for him to get that knock. Worse what Thomas Tuchel said to him have to be playing. So it's going to be Calafuri. Midfield going to pick itself. It's going to be Zubamende, Declan Rice, and Odegaard. Yeah. And the winger, I believe, is going to be Madueke, Saka. And I'm just afraid to say, I believe it's going to be Kyle Havertz as the 9 up there. That's, I believe, Mikel Arteta strongest team. That's what in his head. Like I said, he's definitely a big fan of Kyle Havertz, so he won't drop him. But yeah, that's what I see. But like I said,
have you been impressed so far, Yardman, with Arteta? Has he changed your mind at all in the first few games, or not yet?
You see, this man and that other guy come at the shop, and people just keep on asking the same dumb, stupid question. Am I happy now? Am I happy now? And every time somebody says to me, I just feel like I want to fight you, like, fam. Honestly. Like, what is it that I'm meant to be happy for? What is it that done this season for? Am I meant to be happy? What? We be 4 points. If you look in the rearview mirror, you know what you see. You remember back in the days when you're driving, about 2006, 2004, when you're driving, and when a police car pull up behind you, keep on looking in the rearview mirror and dying to see a left or a right turn that you can turn. We see Man City in the rearview mirror now. You understand? And that beast of a giant, yeah, he's on form. He's scoring goal like nobody business. You understand? So we have to look into that and say, listen, even though people might think that Man City is not back on form yet, listen, it's only a game and a half. 1 lose, 1 draw. And we are back in contention with everybody. So we're nowhere near. You never see the Premier League win in November, December, January, February, March. Never. That's 5 months ahead of us. and people saying, "Are we happy? We're on top." Listen, the guy still hasn't won a trophy. He still hasn't won a trophy. So there's nothing there to happy about. 22-23 season, I believe we were way further ahead in points in this stage.
8 points. Yeah, 8.
So that's what I'm saying. We're further. We're double the points. What happened? Man City catch us back. The season after that, the same thing. Maybe we wasn't that further ahead, but Man City catch us back. Last season, we were, I don't even know what to say. You understand? So when people gonna say, "Am I happy now with spend my money, go to Sunderland after staying in Newcastle, couldn't come back on my house, come back to London the following day to see a draw, to see Mikel Arteta actually throw in the white flag and say, I surrender to Sunderland." That's what the guy do. He surrendered to Sunderland. I know Eagle not gonna like it, but it's the truth. It is the truth.
Do you think it's the truth, Igal and Stricto? Do you think that's the truth?
Listen, as much as I disagree with him on Arteta, we can't sit here and say Arteta's accomplished so much, because when it comes to actual trophies, he hasn't. What he's done is build a team to a certain level that can achieve these trophies. Now we need to go and do it. Then Yardman will be sitting there, be like, you know what? He proved me wrong.
Yeah, it's not a matter of I want to say he proved me wrong. And I keep
of course you do. 1 second, of course you do. Of course you want him to win.
No. Listen, when I said it's not a matter of I want to say he proved me wrong, it should be the situation.
The rundown, ain't they?
Oh,
so 1 second.
Got background
I don't think he realizes.
Is it Stricto or who's got background?
No, Stan.
Realist.
Realist.
Oh, Realist. Just go on mute for me, Realist. That's all right. I can mute your voice. No, it's calm. Go on, Yardman.
Yeah. So it's not a matter of I want Mikel Arteta. I want to say, improve me wrong. I want this guy to win me a trophy. I want the Champions League so bad. People singing on about, the Premier League. I want the Champions League. I want when a Tuesday or a Wednesday, they can't sing Champion of Europe. We will never sing that. We are too big for a club to come at our home to say that. Tottenham, Celtic, Aston Villa, Chelsea, Man U.
Tottenham?
Like, come on.
Tottenham ain't won the Champions League, mate.
But they win the European League. They're still champion of Europe.
No, they're not champions of Europe. They're not champions of Europe.
It is a European title. It is a
Sorry,
European
mate. They're not
title.
champions of Europe. They are not
But
champions.
we don't even have that. We don't have that. We don't have what West Ham have. We don't have it.
We have a cup winners' cup, bro. What are you talking about?
We have a cup winners' cup.
Please, man, come on.
At the time, that was the second biggest European trophy.
Yeah, but nobody remember that. We're talking about Europe. No, listen, come on.
I remember it.
Yeah, it was in 1994.
I know that, but who's going to talk about Cup Winners' Cup?
Well, you just said West Ham.
Listen,
West Ham.
You just mentioned conference league.
No Arsenal fan would be boasting about a conference league cup.
Yeah.
No, we don't want to be in that competition.
We don't want to be there.
Why would you want to be in that competition?
You know why? You know why would I want? You know why would I want a conference cup? You know why? Because there is a team. There is a team in London over the bridge that can get up and sing that they are the king. Not even Real Madrid can sing what Chelsea can sing. They are the king of Europe.
No, they're not.
They are.
No, they're not, bro.
Okay, then. Let me explain to you.
You mean the World Cup?
Let me say something to you. Hold on.
Yardman, you mean the World Cup, right?
No. Listen. You tell me which other club in world football win the Club World Cup, Conference, Europa League, and Champion League. You tell me which other club.
They are the only team. They're the only team to play in all those competitions. Yeah, Real Madrid haven't played in the Conference Cup.
But listen to what I'm saying.
No one wants to be in that. It's an embarrassment.
This is what I'm saying to you. It doesn't matter. We can get up and sing 49-49. Chelsea can sing something that no other club can sing.
Yeah,
No
but
other
it's,
club in
it's, it's, it's a shit song.
So wait,
It's a
so by
shit
your
song.
logic, yard man,
So you're jealous
no,
of Chelsea.
let me land there, guys. By your logic, you want Arsenal to drop out of the top 4, top 6, finish 7th, so we can go into the Conference League, win that, then finish 6th, so we can win the Europa League, and so on. That's what you want instead of us going for the.
I never say that, but what I'm saying.
Sounds like it.
Oh no! You are saying that Tottenham just win the Europa League, and I'm saying to you that they can sing Champion of Europe.
They can sing it, but
Guess
it
what?
doesn't. It's
One
not
second,
authentic. It's not
Can we
real.
stop? Can we
Champions
stop?
of Europe is the Champions
One
League.
second.
Simple as that. Everyone
One
knows
second.
that. Come on, what
We
we
could
doing
win the
here,
league
guys?
this year and sing we're the champions of the Premier League. We're the Premier League champs. Who cares?
That's what I'm saying. But we can't sing
yeah,
it now.
man,
But we can't sing it now.
No, I'm
yeah,
saying
man.
not right now. We haven't won it in 20 years.
No. It doesn't matter. It's still named the Premier League. It's still named the Premier League when we win it.
I get what
It's
you're
not like we're
saying.
singing about Cup Winners'
I
Cup.
get what you're saying, but I'm saying what we could sing is we're gonna win the league when we're about to mathematically win it. How about that?
Why would I want to do that?
Oh, hold on, yard man.
Wait,
Let
why
me
would
ask you
you
this.
want to win the league?
Hold on. Let me ask you this here, yard man. Yeah? If PSG are playing Tottenham, who's singing the song?
Exactly.
Champions of Europe.
It's not a PSG because they win the Champions League.
Why can't Tottenham sing? Why can't Tottenham
But
sing?
Yardman, why do
Wait,
you
does
care?
anyone on this panel class the Europa
Nobody
League as Champions of
classes
Europe?
it as a champion.
Guys, honestly, I don't care about the trophies. I want to know, Yardman, why do you care what other people sing?
Because if you rock up at the Emirates Stadium and you're playing PSG, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and they're jumping and singing Champion of Europe, you'll never see that. You're gonna stand there and tell them that you don't feel that way?
Of course you do.
I get that.
Of course you do. But 1 second, same time, when I go to a game versus Nottingham Forest, I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh my God, I'm so jealous. Nottingham Forest won the Champions League. We didn't." I know we're a bigger club than Nottingham Forest. I'm not going to sit here and be jealous of Nottingham Forest.
Why not?
Why not? I'm jealous of that. Definitely.
Because
They
they
won
win the
2 European
Champions League and
Cups.
we don't.
No, I'm saying they've won. They've done their thing. Fair play to them. We need to go then and carve our own future. I can't sit here be envious of other people.
So look, would it be the biggest achievement any manager's ever achieved at Arsenal then if Arteta was to win the Champions League?
Yes, because we haven't won it. It's obvious.
And how would you feel about Arteta then, Yardman?
How would I feel?
Yeah,
I would say congratulations. You win us a title. That's what
No,
you
but
get
young
paid
man,
for.
aren't you happy? Aren't you happy after games? Because I seen your interview on AFTV where you're saying,
"Oh my God!" So hold on. Yeah, I hear
we need to know: do you celebrate goals?
I don't want to police fans. I'm just gonna ask you a question and take it however you want to take it. Do you get angry after every drop point? Yes or no?
Of course he does.
Can you hear me?
Oh, is this audio gone?
No. Do you get angry after every drop point, Yardman? You can't hear me.
Man needs to sort his audio out, man.
This is hilarious. The perfect timing. You must be a comedian.
No.
Okay, Yardman. I was saying, do you get angry after every drop point?
After every drop point, it depends. Like Sunday, yeah.
But don't you, Egal? Everyone does, surely.
No, because I'm going somewhere with this.
Yeah. Sunday I was angry about that. Yeah.
Okay, but then after we beat a team convincingly, like we did earlier in the season at home, who did we beat convincingly? That Yardman said, was it West Ham? We played West Ham and we beat all these.
It was West Ham.
Yeah.
It was West Ham. We beat West Ham, and then Yardman basically came out and said, "I'm not going to celebrate this win. I don't care. I'm going to celebrate in May." I'm like, if you're going to celebrate in May, so then don't get mad against Sunderland. Just wait until May, see if we win the trophy or not. Because I feel like, in one sense, you want to say, you know what, I'm going to wait. I'm not going to get too excited. So then when we drop points, you shouldn't get too angry either, because you should know this is a 38-game season, not every week.
That's a fantastic.
Go on, Jez. I feel like, Jez, you want to come in.
No, I was just going to say that's quite an interesting debate. And I can see both sides of the coin. And somebody asked me a question about the 94 Cup Winners' Cup. Yeah, I was there. I was in Copenhagen when we beat Parma 1-0, mate. Smudger Smith scoring the winner. But Arsenal went 20 years in the Champions League, right? 20 years under Wenger, never won it. Got close, got a Champions League final where I will say to you, gentlemen, we were cheated. We were absolutely cheated out of that. And the referee, many years later, admitted it. Now, the fact remains, we got to a Europa League Cup final with Emery and we lost it. We didn't turn up. It does seem to me, I would love to see Arsenal win a Champions League. I've never seen it. I've seen Arsenal win 2 Europa finals. I was fortunate enough to see the home leg at Highbury, right, back in the 70s, which later went on, the Fairs Cup.
Yeah.
But the fact remains, I've never seen Arsenal win a Champions League. I want to see it. I'm desperate to see it. I'm desperate to see Arsenal win a Europa fight, a cup again.
Do you think we can win it this year, Jez? Do you think we can win the Champions League this year?
If you want my honest opinion, Dan, I think yes. I would say yes to you because I think Arsenal, this squad, is better set up to win the Champions League than it is the bloody Premier League. If you want my honest opinion to you,
That's true.
but I see so many people saying we're going to do a treble, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. No, we're not.
Calm down.
Don't con yourselves, man.
No,
Right.
Jez, I've never seen anyone sitting here saying we're going to win the treble.
Diaz, positive Dan.
There's
Yes.
the guys in the chat earlier, mate.
Drew,
We're going to do a treble. I've seen
Well, if I take everything the guys in the chat say,
I said a double because
if I take everything the guys in the chat say serious, I would lose my head.
I think we have a very big chance of winning a double because we're already in the quarters of the Carabao Cup. I'm thinking we'll get past Palace, and I think that trophy is more important than the FA Cup this year because I think we can win that. It will spur us on. There's going to be about 10 games left in the Premier League if
I
we
agree
get to
with
that
you on that.
final.
I agree with you on that.
And there could be another final in May, hopefully the Champions League final, or it could be an FA Cup final. And it would, if they can win a trophy, I think it would do so much for this team. If they can win a trophy in February or March, whenever it is, I think it will be. I think that could be the catalyst that could just start everything.
Hey, can I ask, did your man hear what I said?
Down on that one. I'm sorry, Egal. Can I just answer down? I said this over 6 weeks ago, right? If we can win that trophy, right, next March, it will put a winning mentality into the squad's head.
I said
And they'll
this
have
as well.
that belief and say, actually, guys, we can go and do this.
Yep.
And we'll kick on from that. Now, I'm not going to be ultra. Well, I'm not going to say we can go and do a Premier League, Champions League double. I just don't think we've got the depth to do that right now. But I do believe, and I will agree with you. And now we have had a debate privately or offline that they can go on. But there's, when you see there's a guy in your chat now, Dan, saying, "Oh, we're going to do the quadruple." Get out of it. Tell me what teams have done a quadruple.
Yeah, and on the flip side, if we don't get past Carabao Cup, Arteta's got this thing, semi-finals, not a good record. If we don't go and win the Carabao Cup, will that then have a detrimental effect on our mentality going forward for the rest of the season?
There's that as well, mate. There is that as well. But this is where now, right? This is where Arteta is going to show he's got true bollocks, right? Because he knows he's under pressure this season. Josh Kroenke said, this year we must win trophies. He said it. Berta's watching at him, looking at him like a bloody vulture, right? Ready to take the pickings. So he's now got to step up and say, right, boys, I've got my squad. I've got the biggest squad that I wanted. Yet the year before, he said he didn't want a big squad. So now he's got the biggest squad. He's got the depth. Go and do it. Because at the end of the day, this manager has now got to prove he's actually got the kahunas to do the job. Now, everybody says, oh, Jez, you're so negative. You're so negative. And I am negative to the point where when you've had £1 billion of money and you don't deliver, well, this season you deliver. Right? Fact. I'm probably one of the most positive Arsenal fans ever. I've supported him since 1967, right? My first game was 1968. So at the end of the day, I want Arsenal to win. I want us to win every game. I know that's a stupid comment, but that's how I feel. And when we don't, I'm very disappointed. But we have to get the big trophy. We have to get the Champions League. Because at the end of the day, we've never done it. If Arteta don't do it this year, then he has to go. No question.
Well, so what if he wins the Premier League?
What?
He wins the Premier League.
Say again, mate.
What if he wins the league?
Yeah.
If he wins the Premier League, yeah. Look. If he won the Premier League, I'd say, well done, mate. Well done to you, fella. Now move on and do it again, or go on and win that Champions League. But this year, for me, you asked me the question, Dan. Would we win the Champions League? I think personally, this squad is better set up to go further in the Champions League and win it than the Premier League.
All right. So basically, just win something. But guys, I want to bring it back to Yardman. Yardman, you really set me off. I was thinking about what you said for like 2 weeks. We were top of the league. We beat West Ham. We were like points clear, finally ahead of Liverpool and everybody else. And I was excited. I was happy. But then I go to Twitter, and first thing I see is you say, I'm not celebrating. I'm not celebrating. But then I know if we were to drop points to West Ham, you'd be really angry. And if I could play the clip, Dan, I have the clip. I just want Yardman to hear what he said back, because this really irritated me at the time. Let me play it. 1 second.
Negative, nothing can please, but they don't understand. I'm not going to jump and cheer for this win. I'm not going to jump for joy when we win a game. What I want to see is a title, because I see we win every season. We see we win in game out. 2 seasons, 3 seasons ago, we've been leading the Premier League. We look like we're going to win the Premier League, and we didn't do it. So for me to come here today and get a win, and then they're going to expect me to jump and joy and cheer and do everything and jumping off, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. And what I want to see is a trophy. I want to see the Premier League. I want to see the Champions League. You understand? That's what I want to see.
You know something? Everyone wants to see that. But one thing I also want to see is, I don't want to see you getting angry when we drop points. Because if you want to wait until May, have the same consistency. Wait until May for drop points also, because at the end of the day, us dropping 2 points to Sunderland, for example, we don't have to lose our heads. Same way how we don't have to go and celebrate and go crazy and jump for joy after every win. So if you're going to be mad after every single drop point, but then you're going to say, I don't want to celebrate because I want to wait till May, I feel like you're a little bit not being consistent with your take there.
Well, first thing first, you asked a question that if I'm upset when we drop points, and I tell you it depends. Like, I was sitting on the fence at Sunderland, and reflecting back on it, I was more annoyed when it's like a stale wound. You get a cut, and today and tomorrow morning start to pain. I said, right, raw. What Mikel Arteta do there? You just show up the team that you are not good enough. This team is not good enough to hold out a Sunderland team 2-1 and take the 3 points. That's what you're telling the squad. For you to go with a back 5, that was absolutely garbage. You shouldn't have done that. Didn't work. We never under no pressure at all. But you decided that to take off an attacker and put on a defender. What is it that you're telling your team playing a team who just come in the Premier League? So now that 2 points must hurt. If we were like a couple seasons ago when it was at Man City and Trossard gets sent off, we were 2-1 and Man City was coming at us with everything, and then we drop deep and try to defend, then I get that. I understand that. You understand? Now, when you hear what I said clearly, I don't understand why I even hear Terence with it. I don't understand what you don't understand in it. When you're in the stadium and Arsenal score, you're going to celebrate. But the game finished, we'll get the 3 points. That's done. Next game. I'm not in beating West Ham. Why? Why? We see Crystal Palace go at 19 games unbeaten. And you never hear a Crystal Palace fan jumping and singing. And we are a massive club. And this is what the thing is now. We get so low of what I call it, what's the word I'm looking for? Bloody hell. We think our thinking is so low. I soon tell you, our thinking is so low. We drop to that level where we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna come. Which have you ever seen a Premier League club beat the likes of a West Ham or a Palace and they come out and everybody jumping and singing? No. What I'm saying there, we get the 3 points, we celebrate the goal. I'm happy. Yes, ask Belgium. We scream and me and Belgium sit on the same place. We scream and jump and shout and hug everybody when we score. When the game finished, well done, everybody pat everybody. Let's move on to the next game. Don't get carried away.
Wrong, Yard man. When you done that interview, people thought that you don't celebrate goals, you don't do nothing, you're in the stadium.
But you see,
you understand?
People misunderstood, and I never said I don't celebrate goal. I don't celebrate the win. I said I'm not going to come out here and jump in for draw on top of the league by a point. The one we beat West Ham, we were just only 1 point ahead, and we're supposed to be celebrating.
I agree with you, Yard man. I agree with
you. I think everyone was calm after that game. It's a routine win against West Ham.
No. There was outside singing. There was outside singing and
yeah, but listen, if people are singing, like if they want to go to football and sing, some people do that when they're losing, they're winning. That's just the type of fan they are. So I don't think you should say to someone, you can't sing. If they want to sing, people go to away games and they still come out singing even when you lose sometimes.
I never said
that's just how some fans are. You know what I mean?
I never said that nobody not supposed to sing. Yeah, but what I'm saying, I'm not gonna come outside like what they were doing and start to celebrate. Because we doesn't achieve anything yet. And when people keep on asking me,
now you must be happy. You must be happy with where we are now. Or do you expect us to be?
Oh my bloody days! Did I not just go over this? Where are we? Where are we?
We're top of the Champions League and we're top of the Premier League. So right now,
up until now, you must be happy.
Up until now, with how the season's panning out, you must be happy.
He doesn't care about happiness.
All right,
he just wants to win.
Dan. Arsenal, is 1 game and a half, we are leading the Premier League by 4 points. So that is a game and a half.
Two games, yeah.
No. It's a game and a half.
Games. There's no half games. There's no half games.
But if a draw is a half. Come on.
It's not half a game though. Still.
Whatever.
We have to drop points in 2 games.
All right. So for your statement, is it Arsenal alone have 100% win in the Champions League?
Yeah. I don't know about the other teams.
No.
Bayern as well, isn't it?
Bayern Munich.
Okay.
Bayern. Yeah. Liverpool. No, Liverpool lose, innit?
No, they lost. They did. They lost to Galatasaray.
Yeah, just us and Bayern.
Man City.
It's just us and Bayern Munich. No, Man City drew.
Okay. All right then. What I'm saying here, you see Bayern Munich is leading the Bundesliga. They're top. They're unbeaten in the Champions League. Do you see Bayern Munich acting like, oh, we must be happy now, and Bayern Munich is a winner? They are.
I'm sure their fans are happy right now. Yes, I'm sure their fans are very happy.
No, they're not. They're not.
Yes, they are.
Always happy though, Yard man, because they're always winning stuff, innit? They're not in our boat, Yard man. Winning nothing, innit? So I get where we are.
If you cannot be happy and not behind the manager, if you can't be happy and behind the manager when the team is top 4 points clear and smashing the Champions League, then I don't know when you can.
I think that's crazy.
There's
being happy, but there's getting carried away.
Yeah, no one's saying to celebrate the title win.
So no,
but that's what you've been doing, Dan. Basically,
no, you're telling me that.
I've not, bro. I've not.
No, you're telling me that success for some Arsenal fans like you, success for Arsenal now is not about celebrating winning trophy, is celebrating winning, beating West Ham and being on top of the Champions League.
No, I never said
well
that.
Done to you.
I never said that. Put words in my mouth.
My point.
I'm saying, how can you not right now? Look, you assess the season as it goes, right? So as game by game. So you're happy with the position we're in. If the season ended tomorrow.
Let me go back again. Let me tell you.
Do you think we should be more clear? Do you think this team should be 10
He doesn't care about the journey. He only cares about the result.
Listen. All right, then, please.
Nordman, is that right?
Hold on. I'm going to ask you a question.
Am I wrong?
I'm going to ask you a question. 2006, yeah, we went to the Champions League final. So that simply means that we were leading in the Champions, because a different table now, yeah, we were leading the Premier League because we were unbeaten in 2006. Yeah?
No, we weren't leading.
Sorry.
We finished fourth in the Premier League that year.
Sorry, yeah, no, sorry. When we were unbeaten, yeah, at some stage, yeah, we go quarterfinal with unbeaten, yeah? Am I alive by saying that?
Yeah. We didn't concede a goal.
So when we finished the group stage on top of the Premier League, because we're unbeaten, did you see anybody jumping and celebrating for that? So the standard that what I'm saying to you right now, the standard of Arsenal dropped so low.
I'm not celebrate the trophy. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, are you not happy with how the season is progressing?
For what? The reason
Hold on. This brother, you always talk about standard of Arsenal, and you just said yourself you want Arsenal to drop down to a lower European competition. What kind of standard is that? No.
Did you ever say that? You're a liar.
Say it today, but have it on tape. Don't let me roll the tape, bro. You want Arsenal to go to Europa. You're talking about standard of Arsenal.
You did say
want
that,
Arsenal to drop to Europa.
You'd rather win the Europa League than the
and to
Premier
win
League.
that. What kind of standard is that, bro? You're talking about high standards, but then coming with low vibrational talk, bro.
All right,
listen. At the end of the day, game by game, fans are going to celebrate if Arsenal win. Because from now to the end of May, what you do now contributes to May. It's like a piggyback.
Very well said.
The coins you put in determine what you get at the end when you smash it. So at this point right now, fans have the choice if they want to celebrate what they see. Nobody's saying that they're celebrating a title. What title did you see man celebrating against West Ham at the end of the game? You heard them celebrating that we just won a London derby. You heard them saying that. You never heard no one saying champions of England. No one said that. People were celebrating. Come back. Where you going? Come back here.
Listen, I don't know about you. I love singing we. I love singing we are top of the league. So we are top of the league. Come on. Where is it? You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Yeah.
Where's the fun, man? Come on, man.
I understand where you're coming from, but I do think you're allowed to enjoy whatever you want, however you want to enjoy. I'm just thinking, if you're gonna say, you know what, I'm not gonna enjoy it.
These men that have come out and said we're winning the Premier League this season, we're gonna win this, we're gonna win that.
But wait, Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville, they do predictions at the start of the season. They do predictions, Dan. They do predictions at the start of the season.
And they said they think Arsenal are gonna win it.
Exactly.
Arsenal are gonna win the Premier League. That's what you lot are saying.
Why as a fan can I not say I think Arsenal's gonna win the Premier League? Why is that not allowed?
You said you didn't say.
That's what I think will happen. All right, we're going to win the league. Yeah,
I think we're going to win the league. Yeah.
Wait until January, February. That's all I'm saying. Just slow down.
Why?
I come out and said we're not winning the league. I didn't come out and say we're not winning the league.
You can make
predictions.
You can make predictions.
Calm down.
You're not allowed to make predictions.
Same way how people can say.
But you're saying it with definitive. You're saying yes, we're winning it.
Yeah, but there's also people out here saying Arsenal are not going to win the league because of Arteta.
I haven't
said the right to say that also.
I haven't said we're going to win. I'm still saying we're going to not. Let's wait until January, February. It's too early, man.
You want to know something? Right now, unfortunately, I've not been proven right for the last couple of years. At this moment in time, the people who are saying Arsenal are incapable of winning the league have been proven right. But this season, with a different team, we don't know how it's gonna end. Well, all we know is currently Arsenal in a strong position, and you can be confident and happy about the position your team is in.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
So what we're saying here,
Yardman's just like wait.
What we're saying here, first thing first, Stricter, take my word out of context. We were saying before we were in the Champion League, I said, guess what? This team doesn't. When we just going to Champion League, I said this team doesn't fit, and then we're not going to win the Champion League. So guess what? I would rather listen to what I said.
This was this season. What are you talking about?
No. What?
That was before any signings. That was the end of last season.
No.
But I saw you do a video of Robbie. You said you'd rather win the Europa League than the Premier League.
Oh yeah, that was this season.
That was this season.
Your first episode.
No.
Get it up, bro. Get it up, guys.
Talking about.
Bro, Yardman, didn't you have a new show with Robbie where you said that in your first episode?
The thing is, can I just
jump in? The one-on-one show with Robbie.
I said, listen, I said, yeah, if we are not going to win the Champions League, then put me in the Europa League where I know that I can win it.
But how'd you get in the Europa League? How'd you get in the Europa League? You got to realize, yeah, if you come out the Champions League, you no longer drop in the Europa League. You have to finish outside of the Champions League places before you go into Europa League. So what are you talking about standards? For us to go in Europa League, we would have to finish 6th, 7th. We're not going to drop from Champions League knockout phases into Europa. That don't exist no more.
Dan, listen to what I'm saying. Hold on, Dan. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying if we know that we're gonna go in the Champions League or we ain't gonna win it, would you not prefer playing in the Europa League where you're gonna win it? We have a better chance of winning it.
I would take the trophy if you can guarantee me a Europa League.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'd take a Europa League.
How'd you get Europa League? How'd you get a Europa League though?
But what they're saying is you've then got to basically underachieve in the league to go back down into the Europa League. That's what they're saying.
No.
But you can't no longer drop out of the Champions League.
But I never asked to drop out of the Champions League. I never asked.
Then how are you going to be in the Europa League?
I think if you've got a squad that's not that good, right? It's like Tottenham. They probably some fans may rather be in the Europa League, Tottenham, because they know they've got no chance of winning the Champions League. But we have a high chance of winning the Champions League. So you'd rather be in the Champions League, surely, than the Europa League.
It wasn't this season. It was Mikel Arteta's first year back in the Champions League. I said, fair enough. I said, you know what? I'd rather be in
That's
the
fair
Europa
enough.
League.
But I've seen a video. I've seen a video of you this season with Robbie saying you'd rather win the Europa League than the Premier League. And Robbie was dumbfounded. You're still taking it out of context as well. We were talking about something totally different. I said, give me if I know that I can go and win the Europa League and I'm going to be making up numbers in the Champions League, well, I would rather drop in the Europa League and go and All right, let me ask you this. Would you rather win the Premier League or the Europa League?
I would rather win the Europa League. Because I have
the Premier League.
I got it already. Give me something that I don't got. What's wrong with you lot? Do you have a Europa League title? No. Do you have a Premier League title? Yes. Give me the Europa League. At least I got something in Europe.
You're the only fan. You're the only Arsenal fan in the world.
Talking about standards, but what you really
Where are your standards?
Where
are your standards, bro? This is not Pokemon. We don't gotta catch them all. Like, what are we doing? Get the best trophy possible. The Premier League and the Champions League are here. The Europa League, Conference League. And then everything else everything else below that.
Yeah, yard man. I'd rather win the Premier League, bro. Surely you'd rather win the Premier League.
Of course, everyone would. Every single Arsenal fan in the world.
What I'm saying to you, listen to what I'm saying. I see 3 Premier League titles in the cabinet. Yeah, I've got no European League title. Don't tell me for the new millennium. I have none. And if you're saying to me right now, I would rather take the European League because I don't have it. I still can't hold my chest up high.
I heard that. For the new millennium. But you said yourself, when Nottingham Forest come up to Arsenal and they singing, when the fuck did you think they won the fucking European Cup? Old millennium. So it don't matter. So don't switch.
We have the Europa League.
Don't switch it. Nottingham Forest won in the 80s or 70s, whatever the fuck it was. That was the old man. We even won a trophy after that. But they still sing it. So you can't say, the old millennium now because it suits your narrative.
One second. Doesn't the Cup Winners' Cup classify under the same
I will get you in, Jez. It's just everyone's talking over.
Dan,
quickly, Miguel, and then Jez comes in.
Doesn't the Cup Winners' Cup qualify as the same level as the Europa League?
The what does? Sorry, say that again quickly.
If I'm not mistaken, the Cup Winners' Cup was the level below the European trophy originally.
Yeah. So that was
technically, is that not the same? Is that not the same level?
Not the new millennium. Come on, man. Come on. Eagle, have you ever heard any club singing about we win the Cup Winners' Cup? Fuck off,
bro. I would rather number 14 than our first Europa League any day of the week. That's just me.
Okay, Jez, let me bring you in, man. What you got to say on this, Jez?
This has been quite an interesting debate, right? Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, blah, 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 blah. We haven't won nothing yet, right? and there's people shouting out, making the early statement, saying, "Oh, we're going to win the Premier League." Yeah, a bit early for that one yet. Got 27 games to go. Right, we're doing very well in the Champions League. My question to you, guys, and I'm with you, Yardman. All right, I don't agree with you about winning the Europa League as opposed to the Premier League. I don't see that one at all. Personally, it's got to be the Premier League, or if we don't win the Champions League, right, or we don't win the Premier League, has Arteta got to go?
Most definitely. Why would you want to keep him? Why would you want to keep a loser?
Why are you man silent? Why are you man silent for? Dan,
Why would you want to keep a loser?
Look at you. Yeah? Tell me what you're gonna try. Tell you what he's gonna say. It has to be context to me, If we finish one point off the top of the table and get to the final of the Champions League, then no, I wouldn't say get rid of him. Yeah.
There you go. He's like you just.
Good question, Jez. It's a good question, Jez.
I
personally,
he's got to go after that. He's proven that he can't get over the line. He's done a great job. He's built the house. He can't get the roof on. Time to move on. That's it. That's right, man.
There's a lot of people that are like that. I can't say they're wrong, to be fair. But then, Stricto, what are you saying about that? Strict.
Yo.
What are you saying? If he doesn't win the Premier or the Champions League, would you replace him?
Man, I thought, bruv, I don't know.
These guys are.
Do you know why?
These guys support Mikel Arteta.
You know why?
You are Mikel Arteta.
You know why?
You never support the club.
You know why?
Bloody, I despise you, lad. How can you have a
you
man
more.
sitting on there
Trust me,
spending
bro.
$1 billion?
I despise you more.
We despise you more, mate. Don't worry about it.
I despise you more. Yeah, let me tell you something. Yeah, I think when we started this conversation earlier this season, I said, you know what? The conversation needs to be had if that's the case. Yeah, I think most reasonable fans will say that. The most ardent Arteta fans, I think, will have to agree. If he doesn't get us over the line in the Prem or the Champions League, we can have the conversation.
Hang about it. Hang about one.
Hold on. Hold on, man. You asked me a question. I'm giving you that answer. Then you're telling me, hold on. I'm saying to you,
not Arteta Football Club, right?
You lot love that rubbish. What's this rubbish Arteta? What the fuck is Arteta Football Club? What's that mean? What the fuck does that mean? What's that mean? Hold on a second. What the fuck does that mean?
You've been gassed it up for quite a while.
No, hold on. What the fuck does that? What does Arteta Football Club mean?
If this manager does not win the Premier League or the Champions League this year, he has to go.
Who cares about that right now? We're top of the league.
What does Arteta Football Club mean?
One second.
You lot always come with that bullshit.
Wait until May. Why are we having this discussion now? You don't want to celebrate. Why are we having this discussion now?
Exactly.
Wait
What's
until
the
May.
problem with the question, Egal?
No, I know the answer. I have my answer. But they're not consistent.
Is it Pep football team?
Premier League, then he has to go at the end of this season.
Okay, let's talk about it when it gets there. Why are we having this conversation now?
Do you know why we're having this conversation, Egal? Because these men are showing themselves, Egal. These men are exposing their asses, bro. They already know if Arteta was to pass the line, they will move the goalpost again.
Bro,
That's what
if Arteta wins the league, wins the league, best believe they're going to be happy.
I'll make this statement right now. If he doesn't win the Champions League or Premier League, he has to go.
But guess what? I agree with you. But at the same time, I don't think you guys are being genuine, because right now, it doesn't matter what we say about Arteta. We keep moving the conversation back to this conversation. We're top of the league. We're currently we're one of the best teams in the Champions League. Why are we having conversations about moving on a manager who currently has us in a strong position? Let
me turn it back there, Gal. Let me turn it back there. Right?
Let's wait until it gets to that point.
Okay, let's wait. I agree. Let's wait until we get there.
Get to that point anyway, because we're going to win the league. So you should be very confident right now, my friend.
110%.
Gal is confident, man. He thinks we're going to win the league. It's all good, right? Strict. What did you mean by
we are going to win it?
What did you mean, Stricto? They moved the goalposts. If we won the league, the Champions League, you said, oh, there's people that will move the goalposts and still not be happy. What do you mean by that? Do you genuinely think that if we win something, there'll be fans that are like, oh, that's still not good enough. He's still got to go.
100%.
I can't remember 100%. I can't remember the brother that you had on this show once I was on it. I don't know if it was on it. I was watching it.
Kenny or DJB or
brother, Aaron. I can't remember. And they basically said something along the lines of, oh, with £1 billion spent, he should win the league, or he's got to go. And I think someone said something like, if he won the Premier League after spending £1 billion, that's not even good enough. Now, to me, there's people. Then the same people are like, is Arsenal FC not Arteta FC? And I got a question whether it is Arsenal FC, because how can a man win your trophy and you're still saying it's not good enough? So I got to wonder whether you've ever even supported Arsenal in the first place. Because this
they're in a dark place, Stricto. Man that say that they're in a dark place. If he wins the Premier League or Champions League, most men that have screamed Arteta out and said he's got time to move on, we're gonna be happy.
No. That's cap.
That's you,
cap.
bro.
That's cap.
You.
That's cap. I don't know what your lining is. I don't know where you stand with that. But I've heard man say £1 billion spent. The minimum he needs to do is win the Prem, the Champions League. Otherwise, get him out. Everyone is set.
I've heard worse. I've heard
already. That's why I don't hate when I start hearing man talking about. This season, if you don't, I just know it's agenda driven.
Stricto, I heard even worse. A man said in his 40 years of life, this is the worst he's ever felt as an Arsenal fan.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
When? What? This week? When did he say that?
That was at the end of last season.
Who, me?
Not you.
Who said that? All right.
Look,
I don't think there will be.
Dan, back to your question. Yeah, 100%. There are men out there who.
But what would they say, Strict? What would they say though? They'll just say,
Dan, I've had someone in my chat before say if he wins the Premier League and the Champions League and Prem double, he still has to go. He'd still want him.
No, that's bollocks. That's bollocks. In my opinion.
Ridiculous.
A man said, yeah, we should be at least two Premier Leagues up by now. So that one, if he does this season, doesn't count. It should be, bro. The agenda is crazy, bro. Like it's so mad. Yeah,
you know.
Chelsea spent billions. Man United has spent billions. And look where they are.
Just to be fair, guys, Liga did say he would have sacked Pep last year if he was a Man City fan. So he wouldn't want a Pep sack. So there's certain people who you can't fix them.
It's all opinion.
Liga said he would have had Pep Guardiola sacked because he didn't win a trophy last year for City.
Did he really say that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Does that make sense? No. Does that make sense? Just for 1 second, yeah. Does
Not
that even
to
make
me.
sense?
I would keep Pep, but like it's up to Lee. It's different opinions, isn't it? But what I was interested was how they're going to move the goalposts. Because I got to be real, I don't know anybody that we share a platform with that would be like, well, we won and I still want him gone. I don't actually like Lee. To be fair to Guns, he actually said, "Win a trophy and I'll keep you." Whether it's a League Cup, FA Cup, anything, and I'm kind of with that as well. I'd give him another year, even if he just won the FA Cup. Some people think I'm crazy for that because I'm so starving over it. I need something. Man. Like this team's too good not to win a trophy. I think we're going to win a trophy this year because we have to, right? I mean, crikey. If we don't do it this year, it is time to give up because he's never going to do it, is he? Let's be real.
If he does win an FA Cup or Carabao Cup, he's staying. I know this already. He's not.
That's not even true. That's not even true. I think at this moment in time, it's strictly focus on the Premier League or the Champions League, or else I don't feel like it's the same level of return on investment. That's how I feel.
He's got to focus on all of them, Miguel. He cannot drop any of them. He's got to focus on all of them. I'll be honest.
So you want the quad? I don't think that's realistic.
I'm not saying we want the trophy, but saying any trophy that we're in, Miguel, we need to be going in to win it. We need silverware.
100%. Forget about any trophy. Every game, every other game, we have to be ready to try to win those games. I agree. But one thing I will say, I'm never going to say I want this team to drop down to the Europa League. I'm never going to say I want this team to do something bad for the sake of a manager. I'm pretty sure there's a large portion of this fan base that wanted Arsenal to lose games, so the manager got sacked. Now that we're in a position to try to win a league or challenge for a league, which a large portion did not even believe we were capable of doing, they want this man to fail so they can bring in another person to get over the line. And I think this manager is going to get over the line. And until he does, I'm not proven right, but I'm not going to sit here after every drop point and find a way to criticize him. I just feel like we're better off agenda free. And if you want to say my agenda is I want the manager to do well and I want Arsenal to do well, Well, I think that should be everyone's.
That's not an agenda. That's not an agenda. You wanting Arsenal to do well. We all want Arsenal to do well, man. Look, let's come to a close because yeah, we've got big up to you, really, Schooner. Thanks for jumping on, man. Appreciate you. Let's come to a close with some of these supers, and then I've got one question before we get out of here. Ejab says Arteta's talking about standards pathetic. There's a lot of people sitting on the
We
fence.
have better
on
standards
whether
than you guys. Your standards are warped. It's based on basically if the manager should be sacked or not. Has nothing to do with what actually means better for the club.
There we go. Big up to Dan. Big up to Jez. Sorry, Tony, I did do that one. For the three cultists, you'd rather finish second with no trophy. Kwame says, Yardman, you only focus on the negative. And then we've got this one here from Jaylon who says, if we don't win, then Arteta leaves. If we do win, everyone who doubted Arteta leaves. Deal? That's not going to happen. That's just not going to happen. Nobody leaves the club. It's not Arteta FC, man. It's Arsenal. So let's support it there. Let's quickly close then with what we think we are going to be doing this season, because I know it's we've got to wait till May about whether we decide on what he is going to be position wise. But what's our confidence levels about a trophy this year? And it could be we've got 4 that we're in, man. We're still in all 4. Let's start with you, Stricto. What do you think we're going to win this season?
100%.
You got any chest, bro?
100%. We're winning something.
What?
I've never been so sure of it, and I'll say that we have a strong chance. I won't say we're winning the league. I think we have a strong chance of winning the league. We have a strong chance of winning the Champions League, and a strong chance of winning the domestics. Like I'm certain on our chances, and that's probably as deep and as strong as I can put it. I don't know what, but we have a strong chance. The squad, the experience, and let's not forget, with each time we haven't crossed over the line, there's an experience built. It's not always fair. Sometimes it's resilience. Sometimes it's cautious. You're cautious. You learn to manage yourself better. You analyze where did we go wrong? Was it too much an emotional investment in games? How do we remove that emotion and just be, just be killers? So sometimes not getting over the line is what can help you get over the line. We saw it with City. They tried to win the Champions League many seasons, trying. Eventually, just got over the line. And we've got to be confident. We've got to be strong and supportive, bro. But I'm confident that we're winning something this season. I can't commit to what. But all I'm saying is we have a very strong chance in every 4 of those 4 competitions.
Okay. Dan, I know you've got to go. So quickly, what you're saying, what we winning this season, bruv? Oh, you're on mute, man, I think.
My bad. Yeah, I'm going to go for the Premier League and the Carabao Cup.
4, just the 2, yeah?
Yeah, I feel that way. That's what I think. Premier League and Carabao Cup. Nice double that we've not done before.
Okay, interesting, man. Interesting. Yardman, what you saying, bruv?
I'm still worried. What I see happening at Southampton, I'm still really worried if Mikel Arteta going to be really brave and don't do what he keep on doing. Now, one thing I hear everybody writing off Liverpool, but I believe that come January, they were going to sort out their back line and possibly a only midfielder. Yeah, and they will be back on track. So I still don't know. And the reason why I don't know, I believe that we can win one of the domestic, either the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup. I believe we can land one of that. But the Premier League and the Champions League, I've got big doubt. And the reason for the doubt is that Mikel Arteta will go and do something in one of these games, going to mess it up. And I hope and pray that I'm wrong. I'm praying that I'm wrong, because I would love to have a title at my club. I would love to see for the 2020. We've been waiting since the last 5 years, 6 years going, Mikel Arteta there. I've been waiting. And I would like to see this man get a major trophy. But him have to do a 360 with him thinking of how him finishing off game. And that is my problem I have with him. But I would love to see we land that Premier League title and then we just kick on for the Champions League, because I'm not going to say to you that, even though it's attitude, I'm not going to say to you that I can't see it happen. We are good enough. We have a strong team. But it's how the manager play the players, who him play and when him play them. And that's what you're going to boil down to. What him do in game. Because it's all about, okay, his team is good, but guess what? We see that 2023-22 season, 22-23 season, everybody talking about we're going to win the league. One at a time, the bookie closed the bet. Arsenal win the league. No more bet on Arsenal. What happened? Man City come and take it from us. So that's why I said we have to be grounded. But I would just love to see this manager just do something different. Do something different when you're in game. Because like I said, Saturday gone, put a big doubt in my head with this manager.
Okay. Igal, fill me with some confidence what we win in this season.
We win the Premier League, and the rest of them, we'll see. All I know is we have a strong position right now in the Premier League. The rest are all cup competitions. Cup competitions, there's an element of luck. It's a one-off game. Anything can happen. But right now in the Premier League, the best team tends to win. I feel like we're the best team. We have the best squad. I feel like we have the best defense. We should go on to win it.
Okay, interesting. Jez, get the last word, bro. What do you think this season for Arsenal?
Long way to go, mate. Long way to go. At the end of the day, you know, I mean, I'd love to. Look, I will never disrespect the FA Cup. That's what I cut my teeth on, man. My first ever FA Cup final, 1971. So, but that, I'm sorry to say to people, it's not enough. It's got to be big now. It's got to be big. It's got to be Champions League or Premier League. No questions, nothing of it. But before I go, Dan, I thought I'd just show you this bit of Arsenal history, because I'm a fake fan, boys. I bought
You
this
definitely aren't, mate.
I bought that at auction. That is the original match advert for Dial Square, right?
Oh, wow.
December 1886. So I'm a fake fan, boys. I bought that at auction. And yeah.
Now, big up to you, man.
I'm not real Arsenal. There you go.
Man, you definitely are, bruv. You definitely are, that's for sure. And big up to you, man. Look, let's hope we win, man. I really want that Carabao Cup to start with in March, so it gives us that mentality to go and do it again in May. That's what I'm praying that we do, so that we can say we've won the League Cup and the Premier League and the double. But I'd take just one of them. I would. Of course, I've got an order of priority. I want the Champions League first. Premier League, I would 100% take second. And then I'd take one of the domestics. In order, of course, it'd be the FA Cup because I love it. But I'm not disrespecting the Carabao Cup, man. That's my first trophy that I saw us win in 93 with the League Cup. So against Sheffield Wednesday, that's the one I look at and think, why have we not won that again since then? Why it's been too long for me? So yeah, let's take it seriously. Let's take all four seriously and see what we can do this season. Big up to every single person that's been on. Thank you for the super chats. There is one literally just come in that I do not want to miss. Actually, there's a couple. And then we get out of here. Rumble says, Gal, if you have high standards for Arsenal, why are you accepting winning nothing for 5 years?
Why are we counting the first 3 years?
Eagle, what's wrong with you? Oh, you mean what, the first 3 years doesn't count? Was he not the manager?
First of all, we won the FA Cup the first year, and then the other couple of years we were rebuilding. So I don't even think that counts.
Okay.
Okay.
Expectation is so low, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, when we were sitting 8th, of course.
Guess what? You know why I shouldn't say that? You know why I shouldn't say that? As much as though people want to talk about the team that Mikel Arteta take over was crap, that team went to a final. I'm never going to stop saying that. Up until them don't take us to one. And remember, again, all this lot, let you lot know
going to the final day of the season is not as close as winning the league as a final.
Pardon me?
Going till the final day of the season in the 38-game season, is that not as close as going to a final?
No.
Why isn't it?
Because that's not a final.
What did we do in that final?
It doesn't matter. At least we've been. Shut the
fuck up then.
My argument is that
your argument is wait until May.
Shut the fuck up.
Eagle.
Shut the fuck up then.
Eagle.
Because finishing second in a league is the same as finishing second in a final. It's the same thing.
Since the Corona finish, yeah, and Unai Emery leave halfway through the season, Mikel Arteta take over the January or December, whatever, yeah, and that's after that FA Cup is Unai Emery. We cannot deny that. He take us halfway there, yeah. Mikel Arteta played 2 game finish. Now, since that,
Unai Emery's done anything better than Arteta.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. Since Mikel Arteta have his own team and spend billion, have you ever seen take us to a final in anything?
I've seen him take us to a title challenge where we competed till the final day of the season. That's much better than anything Unai Emery ever did.
Okay, then. So you haven't seen Wenger done that with Man U?
Sorry?
You haven't seen Wenger done that?
Yeah, Wenger did that 3 times
So
in a row.
what are you going to speak about that?
1 second. Wenger did that 3 times in a row. What happened the 3rd time? What happened the 4th time?
We win.
And what's going to happen this time?
We don't know. Because we don't have a winning manager.
So we'll see. If history repeats itself, we win the league this year.
But is not Wenger there for history to repeat itself? Come on, think about it.
What?
It's not Wenger there. It's not Wenger there for history to repeat itself.
Bro, let's stop doing this.
Arteta, what Arteta's been able to do in his time as manager, he's been able to build a team that is competitive in the Champions League and in the league and is amongst one of the best teams in Europe. If you don't like it or not, that in itself shows the levels that we are reaching and the standards that we're at right now. The reason why you're upset every week if we drop points or not is not because we're challenging for top 4 anymore. It's because we're going for the goddamn league. And those standards are being instilled by the team and the manager. So as much as you dislike the manager, the reality is we currently are in a better situation than we ever were since Arsene Wenger was winning us leagues in the 2004, 2003 season. That's the last time we were actually in a situation where we won the league. Now we're in a situation where we're expected to win the league. We're ahead in the league, and we have a squad that should be able to win the league. So if we don't do it, I agree with you on the manager at the end of the season if we don't do it. But if we do it, everyone's going to have to sit here and be like, fair play.
That's what everybody want. Everybody want us to win the league.
Yeah. So
nobody's going to get up and say we don't want Mikel Arteta to win the league. Why? We're not saying that.
I know you're not saying that.
All we're saying here, we see Mikel Arteta do this over and over. Take us to the final day.
And you know what? I think this is different, and you should acknowledge that the squad is different. The squad depth is different. The ability to now have more options off the bench is different. The ability to make substitutions and make a difference off the bench is different. The way that we're competing across all competitions is different. And the players that we have now have the experience and know what it's like. I don't think, Yardman, we're speaking too different of what we want, but I just think your assessment of it is that we're nowhere near it, and my assessment is we're almost there.
I never said that we're nowhere near it. I said if the manager do a 360 the way Owen doing substitution and Owen pick the team at times, because this year we see him pick some diabolical team like when we play Man City when we play Liverpool. Nobody can say that team was the best team. So we have to, that's what we're saying here. Let's see how this manager picks the team, because that is the end and be all of we winning the Premier League or the Champions League. The way Owen pick the team and the substitution that he's going to make. And we see him done it at Sunderland. Where
we also seen Man City have a diabolical team versus Brighton and Tottenham.
We cannot speak about that because they win the league.
Oh, okay.
They're allowed to do what?
We can't directly speak about the teams that are trying to come up against us.
But you can't speak about Man City. What Man City do now? City have the right. Listen, Man City have the right to drop off. They'll do something in the Premier League that never been done before. Win 4 in a row. So if they're going to drop off for 2 years, I would love that. I would love that. Drop off for 2 years and give somebody else a chance. You understand? So I'm not going to speak about if Man City drop off. I don't want Man City to be Man City keep going on like that, because guess what? Nobody going to win it apart from them. So when we're going to say, oh, Man City drop off. And
if Man City don't have a better team than us, you think Pep Guardiola's management alone will beat us?
Let me tell you something. Sometimes in football, in the Premier League, it's not the better team that win. It's the manager tactics in game. That's what win game. So stop on and on that we have the better team. Like, come on.
So where was those managerial tactics last year?
Where was it?
Yeah, because he had
shambolic. Oh, because we have a lot of injury. No, that's not why. The why we didn't win it is because the manager is never fit enough to win it. That's why we didn't win it. That's what it boiled down to. Because
Why didn't Pep win it last week?
Eagle. Do you see Leicester City win the Premier League?
No, I did not expect that.
Okay, then. Thank you. Were they the better team? No. But it's all the manager of them playing.
Looking back at it, they had some great players on their team.
But it's all the money. But nobody know about the player them. Nobody know about the player them.
You know what?
Who
Right
know
now,
about Kante?
Right now, nobody might not know how great Zubimendi, how great Declan Rice, Saka will be in 10 years' time. But right now, because we haven't won the Premier League, a lot of our players are not rated on that level. If we go and win the Premier League this season, going onwards, and maybe we go win multiple over the next couple of years, then everyone will rate these players as much as they rate Kevin De Bruyne, Riyad Mahrez, and these guys. And I'm not making comparisons. I'm just simply saying you win multiple trophies, then you'll be rated that high. Until we do it, no one's gonna rate the manager, no one's gonna rate some of these players. And I don't disagree with you there.
Okay, listen, we've got to come to a close. Big up to Stricto. Make sure you're following Stricto on Stricto Strict. Make sure you're following Yardman on all social media and YouTube. Make sure you've hit like and subscribe to this one as well. Make sure you're following Jez Arsenal. Make sure you're following Egal Talks Football. And we're going to get out of here. We're going to go raid Dan and Dan, positive Dan and negative Dan, as they call each other. And we're going to go and see what they're up to. They're having a bit of a fight over there. So go show some love to Gooners Therapy. Make sure you subscribe. They're only a few away from 1K. So make sure you hit subscribe and like the video when you get over there so that you can go and show them some love and get them up to 1K. We'll see you next time. We're out of here, people. Peace.